I feel like the rise of documentary filmmaking has become so popular is that people are seeking real stories about community and connection to life. Somehow we've fooled ourselves in the West that material wealth equals happiness, it equals community and connectivity. But in some way we've isolated ourselves in that idea, and not to negate the positivity that comes from having material items and having food and access to clean water, but it also, in some ways, it's pushed us away from our disconnection from our communities, from the earth. That's why I love traveling to different parts of the world and going into the villages and learning about the culture. And even though they might not live in our quote-unquote carved out clean upper middle class communities or middle class communities throughout the United States or the world, and they might be living in the amongst of very little electricity or water. But the one thing that I've gained in perspective is this sense of community and the connection that they have for each other, that they look out for each other. And that's what brings them their happiness. So I don't ever go into any of the villages and see poverty. I never see poverty. I see so much wealth based on something non-material. It's visceral. You'll know when you have that experience. I know I feel that every time I see the sunrise or the sunset. It's that feeling, and I also know the feeling of not having that sense of a connection to a community, feeling that support, like somebody has your back. Like you could go to your neighbor and borrow sugar if you needed sugar. And I think that the simplicities of life have gotten watered down, and we've made things more complex. And I feel like that's what we're all trying to bring back into our lives. And so many of the stories that I work on, that's the essence of the stories, finding that pathway back into that through the human connection, through the human spirit, through humanity. And that sense of, instead of diversification being a curse, unification is what is most important.